I'm so fucking tired of listening to these Bama fans cry about Trent Richardson. Cleveland got the fucking offensive line. Trent Richardson got no fucking chance. You can't run the ball behind that fucking line. Trent Richardson is in his second year in the National Football League. And what's he do? He still thinks he's behind that fat slob Alabama offensive line playing against the inferior competition in college football where the holes are like this. He still can't figure it out in his mind. Them holes ain't gonna be there. And so what he's doing is he's going to the line of scrimmage like, ooh, 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 and he can't find it. He's slow, he's lazy, he's horrible. I'm so tired of, look, people are saying, well, why don't the Browns go to him more? They only gave the ball 9 times. Well, when you give a running back the ball 9 fucking times and you have the same fucking result 9 fucking times, he goes up to the line of scrimmage, looks dumbfounded, can't find the fucking hole. He doesn't head upfield. He sits there. What do you expect him to do? North Turner made a fucking living using a regular running back like LaDainian Tomlinson. They go to the line of scrimmage. Boom! Boom! Here's Trent. Trent Richardson is garbage in the National Football League. Name me one Alabama running back outside of Sean Alexander that was any good. You can't. Jim Brown had it right when he said there's nothing... Jim Brown, he took a lot of heat for this. When he said there's nothing special about Trent Richardson. You know what? He was right. He was fucking... Possibly the worst draft pick in NFL history. Everyone's talking about Ryan Leaf being a bust. I got news for you. Watching Trent Richardson try to run in the NFL is an embarrassment. He's a bigger bust. You know, these Alabama fans say, we got no fucking offensive line, Cleveland. Montario Hardesty, 4.6 yards of carry last year. Got the ball right up fucking field. Hit a fucking hole. And he played his college ball in Tennessee. That just tells me Trent Richardson knows nothing about hitting a fucking hole. He can't figure it out. This isn't the fucking collegiate game. This is National Football League. Windows closed tightly here. I'm so tired. Everyone thought it was Pat Shermer last year. Well, there's a reason that two different coaching regimes give up on him so quickly. Because you see the guy do the same fucking thing. It's worthless. I'm fucking Trent Richardson, man. Listen, you need to get the fucking ball and head up fucking field. Don't dance there. Get it through your fucking head. I'm so fucking tired of this. The guy sucks. He's a waste. I mean, Mike Lombardi came out of the NFL Network last year and said the Cleveland Browns drafting Brandon Weeden and Trent Richardson in the first round was a reach. And guess what? He was right. He was right. Trent Richardson couldn't run behind the Dallas Cowboys lines of the 90s. The guy just don't fucking have it. And where the fuck is everyone talking about this speed? Fucking speed? It's like watching molasses roll out of a fucking bottle. Drip it. Most overrated running back commodity to ever come out of college. One has to wonder if the Browns didn't take him, he'd probably still been in round 2 or 3. I can't think of one Alabama running back that has done shit in this fucking league. Outside of Sean Alexander back in the 90s. And that's it. That's it. Late 90s, early fucking thousands. That's it. So Trent Richardson, you may be angry with my video, but you know what? There's nothing you can do about it. Because I played football, and if I was on the defensive line, if I was in the fucking linebacker, if I was playing linebacker right now, I could be on crutches and have time to catch you. Because you sit there at the line of scrimmage and say, oh, I don't know what to do. You can't read a defense. You can't fucking find a hole. You're horrible. Cleveland puts any other running back and they churn out 4 to 6 yards of carry. But you can't figure it out. So I'd advise you to watch this video and learn from it. There's a reason they're just leaving. There's a reason the Cleveland Browns ain't running you in a 7-6 game when they have the lead. There's a reason. They have no confidence in watching the same shit over and fucking over. You get the handoff, you pitter-pat behind the line of scrimmage. Oh, if I can't, it's not there like it was in Alabama. It's not there. My fat slob offensive lineman ain't pushing these smaller defensive tackles out of the way. I can't do nothing now. You gotta make your own way. You gotta find the fucking holes. It ain't like it is in college, Trent. You gotta use your fucking head. So people can say it was Pat Shermer's offense last year. Well, guess what? This regime said the same fucking thing. You watch someone, watching you run is like watching a refrigerator. Being tied on your back and watching a refrigerator come down. You're just like, well, whatever, just get it. It's just embarrassing. So you are the biggest bust. Trent Richardson, honest, from what I've seen of him right now, he's the biggest bust I've ever seen. Forget Ryan Leaf. Trent Richardson is horrible. It's an embarrassment. And it's an indictment on Alabama backs. I mean, you got Mark Ingram out of the Saints. Useless. And what's this guy's name for Green Bay, Eddie Lacy. I'll tell you right now, I'd rather have Eddie Lacy than Trent Richardson. It's embarrassing, Trent. I mean, you're 5'9", 200 nothing pounds. You think that you'd be able to run people over. You did that one guy for the Eagles last year. That's it. That's it. But what did you even, once you do find a hole, when there's a fucking hole there and you actually, for some reason, find it, what did you try to maneuver around these 250-pound linebackers and try to get more yards is laughable at best. Trent, it's time that you probably maybe want to play special teams. I don't know. Because in the NFL, you're not cut to be a linebacker. You're not cut out for it. I'm not linebacker, running back. You're not cut out to be a running back. I'm sorry. I'm not the only one saying this. This is millions of people. Everyone knows it in Cleveland. We watch football. We know how good now last week our offensive line was bad for quarterback protection. But for running the ball, there are holes there, there are lanes there. You just can't find it. Last year there was plenty of room to run. But you know what you did? It's not there. What do I do? And you got a 3.6 fucking yards per carry. And the National Football League out of the 3rd pick in the fucking draft. And then Yahoos from Cleveland last year. What's his name? Tom Heckert moved up in the draft to get you. They moved up in the draft to get a running back. If it ain't Adrian Peterson, you should have never. I would never move up to take a running back. I don't give a fuck if it was Adrian Peterson. It's a passing league. And then Brandon Whedon in the 1st round. A guy that locks on receivers. Here's the play. I'm going to you, Greg Little. Snap the ball. Greg, you better get open. Greg, if you're not open, I'm going to still throw it. And the DB knows I'm throwing it because I'm looking right at you. Come on, Greg. Get open. You're not open. I'm throwing it anyway. You know why? Because I don't know how to go through my progressions. I have to key on you and you only, because if I go over here and there, then I won't be able to come back to you because I am a fucking illiterate motherfucker. Brandon Whedon, I wish you would turn in your playbook and just go to Coach Trudinsky and say, look, give the job to Jason Campbell. I am not cut out and fit to be a starter in the National Football League. I've given you ample enough time. People said, yeah, you were under pressure last week. Well, you had 2 of the straight home openers like you did last year and this year. I've seen many games from you last year where you locked on to this receiver, you locked on to that receiver. You don't know how to go through progressions. It's glaringly obvious that you get the, here's you, snap, here's your progression read. Hut! There it is right there. That's your go-to guy. You don't put any emphasis or any thought in doing it. The game is too fast for you. So you got a cannon arm, big fucking deal. Nolan Ryan had a cannon arm too. How'd that work out for him? Actually, it worked out well for him. Yes, it did. I think he had 4 no-hitters. One of the greatest strikeout pitchers. So that was a bad analogy. And he did beat up Robert Ventura when he was 40-something years old. But you got a cannon arm. And guess what? Chad Pennington had a weak-ass arm, and he was a viable quarterback for about 3 or 4 years with the New York Jets. So Trent Richardson, please turn in your playbook. Brandon Whedon, please turn in your playbook. It's time to move on from this charade that you guys want to call professional football playing, and hopefully one of these days down the road, you guys can maybe get into a future somewhere, maybe a career job, maybe a lawyer, or maybe a bagger at a grocery store, as you might want to call it, or something. Because running the ball in the National Football League, you will not do effectively. You might have that title, but you're not a running back. And Brandon Whedon, you're 30 years old in October. You know, it'd be different if you were drafting someone like Kurt Warner, or not drafting, have someone like Kurt Warner at 30 years old, a fucking solid quarterback, Hall of Famer. But you, my friend, have done nothing. very disgusted right now with the way Cleveland Browns are with the 2 draft picks from last year. And don't get me started on Travis Benjamin. Could you at least maybe get some weight-gaining protein powder, or whatever the fuck it is? Could you be a little heavier? You're fucking 128 pounds, a fucking yard marker. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. They could beat the Ravens because the Ravens are horrible, but we didn't have a good game last year in Baltimore, but whatever. No Josh Gordon didn't have a fucking chance.